They were considerate enough not to take the shirt off their backs in this cold weather. Well, it appears that they think that consent isn't required. And they think they have jurisdiction regardless, even though I'm not a legal fiction. And that was a fictional court operating under corporate legislative statute law. If you want to call it law, it's really man-made legislative statutes that apparently now are completely abridging and nullifying our inalienable rights that our Creator gave us. They operate strictly off the government documentation from birth, and the individual is no longer there. They're actually operating as an occupying army in disguise with the laws and so on they're implementing, and these laws, when they get a little difficult, will just be into martial law, which is no law at all. I believe it's fairly serious. In the Ontario and Superior Courts, they still seem to realize that they need consent. So I think we need to find out. This Ministry of Transportation and the Ministry of Natural Resources is out of control. I see that the Land Registry Office, which isn't it's under Terranet, a private corporation headquartered in Saudi Arabia. Now, that's the office that you get your driver and vehicle license services from. This whole system of photo ID, which clearly, from an article in 2004 with the Toronto Star, come from the direct areas referred to of the mark of the beast. Marks that are given from the right hand and amidst the eyes and face is what you'll find the original writings by John State in the Greek. So, no, this court in here today ignored the fact that I wasn't personating. It wasn't George Bothwell that was there. It wasn't, I wasn't there as a representative. And I guess that's who he's looking for. So how he found that from this false foundation of an officer that didn't even testify, this should be readily appealable. Because whatever he concluded, the officer, he had no information before the court that I could see to make any kind of a decision whatsoever. So it's definitely going to be appealed. And we'll see while the Ontario level handles it. But no, this, an army doesn't have to be invaded with uniforms and so on that are foreign to us. And usually it isn't. It's through deception and covert activities that we see happening here today. We certainly realize that the few dollars they brought in from the penalties and fines that were assigned to the people that thought they were the defendant, I doubt if they'd cover one or two of the people in the court. The court was full of police officers. There's a police officer inside the bar. Like, we are being desensitized to a police state. And it's Canadians discover who they really are. Are they a dead legal fiction that is handled in the POA courts and in most of our other courts now? Are we going to idly stand by while our inalienable rights from our Creator are trampled and destroyed? Because they've taken an awful lot of abuse in the last decade, particularly since the new millennium. So this biometric identification, which is their identification of you, you need to be aware of how this identification is used in the Middle East to exterminate insurgents as described by the authorities. The authority is not from the Middle East. The authority is from the US of A and private contractors like Blackwater and Halliburton. They use this technology to global position and target with drone missiles. We heard a year and a half ago that drone missiles, not drone missiles, but drones were launched on the border for controlling terrorist traffic. And they made a special point to tell us they weren't armed. That's as yet. So, no, the conspiracy that's going on occurred in there today. And it occurred by them operating and the public allowing them to operate in this false rule of law that we have to date assumed to be true because it used to be true. And we're living in changing times. We know that, and we need to find it out. Anyway, there's more people being informed about this all the time, and it's well worth checking out while we still have the opportunity to do that. So, yeah, check out the occupying armies. They're all around us. Windmills going up. It's fascism. It's corporate monetary domination of the planet, where you and I and the common individual just become another capital input into a very dangerous system, which has developed its own laws and now implementing them, as we saw here today. So this is quite appealable if we can ever find a court of truth, and that's what I intend to seek out, along with my friends. Enjoy people awakening to the reality, and so share with me what you know, and I'm happy to share with you what I've discovered over the past couple of decades in particular.